Let us discuss condition of convergence for iterative methods. This is also known as diagonal dominance property. Suppose we are given system of linear equations and in each equation absolute value of coefficients of diagonal terms is greater than or equal to sum of absolute values of all the remaining coefficients. Then we say that this system of linear equation will satisfy diagonal dominance property. And this property is necessary and sufficient condition for iterative methods like Jacobi's method, Gauss-Seidel method and relaxation methods to converge to exact solution or approximate solutions. Suppose we have been given with system of linear equations of this format, then we will check diagonal dominance property by first identifying the diagonally located coefficients which are a1, b2 and c3. The property says that absolute value of a1 must be greater than or equal to sum of absolute values of the remaining coefficients. Similarly, absolute value of b2 must be greater than absolute values of a2 and c2. Absolute value of c3 must be greater than absolute values of a3 and b3. Only if this property is satisfied, we can ensure that cycle of iterations will help us to identify the approximate solution. In case we are not provided with the initial approximation for the unknown variables, then we will consider x0, y0 and z0 are all equal to 0. Now let us discuss Jacobi's methods algorithm. This method is also known as Gauss-Jacobi method or Jacobi iterative method. Suppose these are the three system of linear equations given. From these equations, when you solve for x, y and z, you will obtain these expressions. That is, you take terms independent of x, which are these two terms, to the RHS, and from that we will get x equals 1 by a1 multiplied to d1 minus b1y minus c1z. Similarly, when you wish to obtain expression of y from the second equation, you will take terms independent of y, which are a2x and c2z, to the RHS. Thus, you will get y equals 1 by b2 times d2 minus a2x minus c2z. Similarly, when you wish to find out expression of z from third equation, you will take a3x and b3y to the RHS. Thus, we will get z equals 1 by c3 times d3 minus a3x minus b3y. These equations are the general iterative formulas for Jacobi's method. We have the first approximation given by x1 equals 1 by a1 times d1 minus b1 y0 minus c1 z0, where z0 and y0 are initial approximations. We have y1 equals 1 by b2 times d2 minus a2 x0 minus c2 z0, where x0 is the initial approximation. z1 equals 1 by c3 times d3 minus a3 x0 minus b3 y0. From this general iterative formula, in order to find out x1, y1 and z1, we will depend on initial approximations x0, y0 and z0. Therefore, in these RHS, you will replace every x by x0, every y by y0 and every z by z0 in order to find out values of x1, y1 and z1. In order to find out x2, y2 and z2, we will replace every x in this RHS using x1, every y in this RHS using y1 and every z in this RHS using z1. That is, we have second approximation given by x2 equals 1 by a1 times d1 minus b1 y1 minus c1 z1, y2 equals 1 by b2 times d2 minus a2 x1 minus c2 z1, z2 equals 1 by c3 times d3 minus a3 x1 minus b3 y1. Thus, you can generalize. In order to find out xr plus 1, you will have the formula xr plus 1 equals 1 by a1 times d1 minus b1 yr minus c1 zr. yr plus 1 equals 1 by b2 times d2 minus a2 xr minus c2 zr. zr plus 1 equals 1 by c3 times d3 minus a3 xr minus b3 yr.